We just got to Makati Diamond Residences, and this is probably the nicest hotel that I've ever stayed at in my entire life. I'm not even joking. Okay, so this is what you see when you first walk in. There's actually a stove and an oven in here and a sink. Apparently the water that comes out of here is drinkable because of this thing. This is actually the fridge, so if we open this, we have some complimentary drinks in here. Here's the cool part about it. Since it's during the middle of our stay, we conveniently have a washer dryer. So we're definitely gonna use this since we have a lot of dirty clothes right now. Here's the living room and the dining room, obviously. This leads into the bathroom, and this is what the bathroom looks like. There's a really big shower with a rain shower head. This must be the button to flush the toilet. I don't know. This is a really big button. They have body wash at the sink. Okay. I wonder why. And then behind the sink, or if you look behind you from the sink, is the bedroom. And this is our bedroom. We've got a desk, a lounger, and this big closet. And then here's our view. We got a view of Manila and a few skyscrapers here. And yeah, that is it for the room tour. I think me and Alex are gonna, well, I'm gonna start a load of laundry, and then we're gonna have dinner after this. Or are we having dinner? It's like 4 p.m. right now, so I guess it's a little early for dinner, but we haven't eaten lunch yet, so I guess we're gonna have an early dinner. So yeah, gonna get settled in, do some laundry, and go have dinner. Once we got the laundry started, we walked across the street from our hotel and through this mall, which I think is called Greenbelt 1. And once we got through, we were in the outdoor area of Makati Greenbelt. We went to this Spanish restaurant called Las Flores, and this was honestly my favorite restaurant during our entire stay. We had gambas al ajillo, which was bomb. That's really good. And then we had tartar de atún, which was also bomb. Finally, we had seafood paella, which was okay. It was a little overcooked, but it was still really good. Then we saw a Starbucks Reserve and decided to check it out to see if they had anything cool on the menu. And they actually had a black-pink frappuccino, which was basically a strawberry chocolate frappuccino. It was okay, but what I really wanted was the collectible cup that came with it. The next morning, we took a 20-minute walk to Salcedo Market, but on our way there, we went through the Philippine Stock Exchange and this really beautiful park called Ayala Triangle. This was where we found out that the cat population in Manila is actually controlled, which is why there are so many cats just lying around everywhere. We got to Salcedo Market, which is a community market that happens every Saturday in Makati. It's basically like a farmer's market in America. This was our breakfast, and we were able to try some street food here, most notably the isaw. We also had chocolate flavored and ube flavored suman, which were absolutely delicious. So good. After grabbing some coffee and going back to the hotel to change, we had to take a Grab, which is the rideshare service, kind of like Uber, to Bonifacio Global City, or BGC. Apparently there was another market going on here, so we got some dragon fruit juice and Alex bought some car fresheners. We did some shopping at Uniqlo, and funnily enough, there aren't any Uniqlos in San Diego, which is probably why we spent a lot of time in here. But afterwards, we grabbed some more coffee because there's so many coffee shops here that you just have to try as many as you can. We walked around around some more and found a cute French cafe, and we really wanted to try some of the pastries here, so we bought some to go. Thank you! When the rain finally stopped, we went and grabbed lunch at this place called Señorita Sune, which was a Southeast Asian fusion place. I would say the food here was okay. I think I needed to try something different on the menu than what I got, but at the time I was really craving something safe, so I ended up getting Korean fried chicken. We went back to the hotel to change again, and this time we decided to match outfits. And then we took another grab to Intramuros, which is the historical area of Manila, but unfortunately the only area we had time and energy to explore was Rizal Park. There were so many people at this park. I have no idea what was going on the day that we went. Or maybe people just love hanging out there. But in America, I have never seen this many people go to a park for no reason. But I definitely think that this park is a must-see. This is actually the site where Jose Rizal, the Philippines' national hero, was executed, thus fanning the flames of the Philippine Revolution against Spain in 1896. Not gonna lie, I loved the statues and monuments here. There's even a set of statues depicting his execution, which is pretty f***ing metal if you'll ask me. Like, I wish we had something like this in America. There was a lot more to see in Rizal Park, like a Chinese garden, a planetarium, a library, and probably more things. But we got there so late that some of the stuff was closed already. It was still a really great experience to go there, and like I said, I highly recommend going to Intramuros if you ever go to Manila. But you should probably make it a day trip or something. Don't do what we did and go in the evening when you have barely enough time to do anything. Like, actually make time to explore this area because it's really worth seeing. We then took another grab to Binondo, which is the Chinatown area of Manila. And this is also known as the oldest Chinatown in the world. We went into the Lucky Chinatown Mall, and as you can imagine, there were a lot of Chinese themes and decorations here. There is also a museum inside the mall, but since we came so late, it was also already closed. Alex really wanted to have dinner there and try some Chinese food, but we were kind of overstimulated at this point. So we ended up going back to the hotel to eat dinner there. And for some reason, we were not prepared for this to be a fine dining experience, but it was, and honestly, no regrets. It was very delicious. It smells really good. On our last morning in Manila, we decided to have the hotel's Filipino breakfast. They actually offer 2 breakfasts here, so there's also a continental breakfast that they serve on the main floor. But if you're in the Philippines, why not try Filipino breakfast? I was surprised to see only Filipinos here, and there was only one foreign couple here. I mean, you can see everything that they served here, and it was all amazing. Alex tried basically everything, and it was all delicious, definitely worth it. And afterwards, we just explored the hotel and killed a little bit of time before it was actually time for us to pack up and leave. Good morning everyone. Today is our last day in Manila. You're a little bit far away because I have you on the windowsill, so hopefully you can still hear me, but this is like the only place that I could put you that looks okay. Today we're going back to Clark, but this morning I think we're gonna go to a souvenir shop to try and get some souvenirs. We're gonna take a bus back to Clark, and I don't really know where we're staying tonight, but I think we're gonna stay at Capitol Hill in Clark. Yesterday was so chaotic, but we did get a lot of stuff done. Alex remembered like in the middle of the day that he really wanted to go to Chinatown, which is why our schedule kind of seemed chaotic. But ideally, if I would ever come back, I think it would be best to go to Intramuros first and then go to Chinatown, and then maybe come back and spend the evening in BGC or Makati. But since we went to BGC first and then Alex remembered that he wanted to go to Chinatown, we kind of went to Chinatown and Intramuros at night, which was not ideal, and it ended up being kind of a chaotic night because it kind of felt sketchy over there, especially in the evening. But we're fine, nothing happened, it all turned out fine. I would just recommend that you go to these places if you ever come to Manila earlier in the day. I was saying this in the last vlog of when we went to Coron, but like the inequality between the people here in Manila is like so huge. For example, we're staying in a really nice area, like here in Makati, in this area at least, and in the area that we went to yesterday in BGC is so nice, and you feel so safe like going around these places, and they have like designer stores and all of the malls here, and it's really nice, and it kind of feels like America, like you're walking around in any like American city. But then you get to Intramuros and you get to Chinatown, like not even in the front of the building, but if you go like in the back of the building, because that's where we passed by when we got into our Uber, which is like Grab over here. People are literally living in huts right behind the mall, or they'll be living in these like tiny homes under the bridge, or like we would pass by these apartment buildings and I would see like the inside of the apartment building, and I just can't imagine what that's like. Alex was making a good point yesterday, like it's not our fault, or like there's nothing that we can really do about this. It all has to do with the government, because the government is kind of ignoring the issues that are happening in these underdeveloped areas. And obviously I'm not like an expert in what's happening in the Philippines, but it kind of seems like they just made this whole new area for foreigners, tourists, just to see how nice the Philippines is, when there's all of this other stuff that's happening in the background in these other areas. Like people are so poor that you can't even imagine, but the government's like, oh no, look at this area, look at BGC, look at Makati, and how nice the Philippines is, come visit us. And it's kind of weird that they're not paying attention to the other parts of Manila. I think Alex understands much more than I do because he grew up in Brazil, which is very similar to the Philippines, so I can't say much on that, but yeah, it just kind of makes me feel icky. But anyways, today we're going back to Pampanga, and I'm very excited to be going back to see my family. I personally feel a lot more comfortable when I'm in Pampanga. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Manila. This is like my first time exploring it all by myself, and I'm glad I had Alex with me because Alex is much more he's much better at being a tourist than I am. And I had a lot of fun yesterday, but I'm kind of ready to just like chill out and catch up with my cousins. Welcome back to another video. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button.
Yo guys, you would not believe what just happened. Make sure you stick to the end of the video to find out.
When I wake up in my own pink world.
You gotta do like whole. It goes back. Oh, it was really good. You get more.
Ganun din naman yun eh.